Anybody who's watched my videos knows that one of my biggest pet peeves about my home state, New Jersey, is the corruption. And I mean, more times than not, the average Joe feels kind of demoralized or meaningless or voiceless in the community and feels like there's not really much they can do about the corruption. Well, that's not quite true. Unlike a lot of states, New Jersey has a little law called the New Jersey Local Government Ethics Act. And what this law allows is for ordinary citizens to file a complaint about local government corruption in their community with a state board which investigates it, can fine and even remove local officials who are guilty of corruption. In this regard, I want to kind of go over the NJ Local Government Ethics Act and tell you how you can file a complaint. I'm going to include a link on my video, but here's a paper copy of the NJ Local Government Ethics Act. It's encoded or it's codified at NJSA 40A colon 9-22.1 et sec. And under the code, there are approximately a dozen different categories of offenses for which you can file an ethics complaint against somebody. And you can find the categories of offenses for which you can file a complaint against a local government official at 40A colon 9-22.5 New Jersey statutes. Now, in terms of how you have to compile your complaint, that is another story. And I want to take 2-3 minutes and show you what it takes to file a complaint. This is a sample complaint that I used about a year ago when I filed a complaint against a local councilman who was also employed in my hometown of North Plainfield as a police department crossing guard. Yeah, that's no good. I addressed it to the secretary of the board, who was Patricia McNamara, and I started out the letter like this: Dear Miss McNamara, I intend this letter to be my complaint against John Doe, mayor of East Kalamazoo Township in Salem County, New Jersey. In accordance with NJAC 535-1.1b, the following requirements of the complaint are stated. The first required element of the NJ ethics complaint is that you state which one of the 12 categories of offenses in Title 40 you alleged occurred. In this case, I alleged that 40A-9 colon 22.5 subsection A occurred. Then you have to state the name and title of the parties involved in the action and against whom the complaint is filed. Complainant Matthew T. Miller, me. The defendant John Smagegi, just a made up name. Mayor of East Kalamazoo Township. Fake town doesn't exist. Then you have to set forth the facts from which your allegation is based upon. Now, I need to warn you that you don't have to necessarily include every single piece of evidence. But if you want the state to do anything about it, you have to tell them where they can find the supporting documents to support your case. So those are 3 out of the 5 things. You have to cite the subsection of the law which you alleged was violated. There are 11 or 12 subsections. Then you have to state the name of the parties, your name, and the person that you're filing the complaint against. Then part 3 is where you state your cause of action, which is basically the facts which you alleged created the violation. Then there are 2 more subsections. You have to indicate whether the complaint concerns the complainant in any way, and if you have a relationship which is subject to the complaint. It does not. Does not. Not generally. So that section would only be applicable basically if you were somebody's spouse or you were a coworker to somebody or something of that nature. But yet, in order for your complaint to be valid, you have to disclaim that you are. You have to state basically, complainant has no interest in or relationship to this complaint greater than any other citizen or organization. Period. Beautiful. So then you have 4 out of the 5 right now. The last one is you have to indicate whether or not you've previously taken action to resolve this issue. No other action has been taken other than filing this complaint. Done. Then, here comes the kicker. You print it out, you sign your name, and you mail it to this address. Secretary, Local Finance Board, 101 South Broad Street, P.O. Box 303, Trenton, New Jersey, 08625. And that, my friends, is how you file an ethics complaint against a local government official in the state of New Jersey.